It's the Movie Toasty Show, here for you. Dennis and Adam joke about orgasms and sweet movie reviews. We talk about TV too, right?
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Movie Toast.
Hey, I can see you. You can see me. Hey.
Oh, I forgot what you look like, buddy.
Me
Welcome
too.
to episode 222 of Movie Toast News and Reviews. Dennis, what's going on? How's it going?
It is going well, sir. I just got back from Santa Barbara for a nice gig out of town. Although I didn't get as much movie watching in, I was able to squeeze a few in for you fine folks. I'm looking forward to some really great reviews this week, but I know we got a lot of stuff ahead of that. But how are you, man? How have you been?
I've been living life. Not getting as many videos out there as I'd like, but we're working on it.
Life goes. Yeah, we're here now. We're here live, right
but
now.
Yes, I'm excited, man. We got so much shit to talk about. I guess maybe we should get into the first stage of the show, a little thing we like to call news.
Gather round, folks, it's time for the scoop. Tune your ears in, let's join the loop.
All right, we're getting in that loop, folks. All right, so this first one, I don't give a fuck about, but people do. Apparently, America's it couple got engaged 2 years after making their relationship public. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are now engaged. I don't know. I don't care about this, but if they get divorced or if they don't get married, did I say Kelce? Kelsey? Is that what it is? So that's how much I give a fuck.
Prince of the Dragons, or sorry, King of the Dragons.
Yeah, that's what it should be. She should marry Jason Momoa. That guy's a hunk.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, what is it? Mounting the sun or some shit. I forget all that.
The moon, the stars. I don't fucking know. But I don't know. You care about any of this bullshit?
Absolutely.
Apparently Martha
not.
Stewart wants to host it and do this and that. It's like
it was one of my least favorite things about watching football last season is anytime there's this Kansas City game, why the fuck do we have to keep cutting away to what Taylor Swift is doing in the stands? Like, right? I just don't care. Good for them, though. Congratulations. Yeah, exactly. That should be the end of the conversation. But you know what? It's America. Of course, we're not going to look away from this. So
I'm excited, though, because if they don't get married, they do get married, they get divorced. He's going to have like years worth of songs to write about how terrible things end.
Oh, the eventual divorce is going to that was the joke we had at work is this wedding may cost $10 million, but the $100 million she's going to make on album sales when their eventual divorce, she's just going to be doing good.
Killing it.
Right.
But so we clearly don't give a fuck about this. So let's move on to something that we kind of still probably don't care about, but it's more in the realm of what we normally talk about. YouTube is trying to win some Oscars. After the 2028 Academy Awards, ABC's rights to televise the Oscars are up for grabs, and it looks like YouTube is interested in these rights. I feel like that makes sense. Everyone goes to YouTube for their entertainment these days, so why not just host it there?
I mean, it will make it more accessible to a lot of the potential fan base. Those who want to watch the Oscars but probably can't afford to have cable access, or even if you don't have cable access, a antenna connected TV in order to get the local channel that has it, like that. And that actually makes sense.
Was it last year that they tried doing it on Hulu? I tried doing a live stream. Hulu crashed, couldn't do it.
That's right.
So I'm like, if anybody has the bandwidth to do it, it's definitely YouTube, I feel like.
Yeah. And there's definitely growing pains with it too. So I hope that if
they
do it once this year, they do it again next year to smooth over whatever eventually happens. Because I mean, much to what you were saying, the last couple of live events that we had watched live on Netflix did not go smoothly.
I feel like they ironed it out a bit with that John Mulaney Everyone's Live or whatever they ended up calling that weekly series.
That was totally on point. To the point where
like the big things, like the boxing shit they had, like that I heard was a colossal disaster.
The NFL game last Christmas was like, it came in spotty at times, or it would cut out randomly at times. But Yeah, it's like, especially stuff like that when you're competing against pay-per-view where people are willing to spend stupid amounts of money to watch those fights. You better really stay on top of
You
how
got to
you're
bring
getting
it.
that stream out. Yeah. So, all right,
But
YouTube, let's see what you got.
hopefully they can pull it off. But like I said, it's not until 2028, so we got a lot of time to see what happens next.
And that's plenty of
Speaking
time
of
to prep
time-
for it too. So
Yeah,
they should get it
100%.
right. Yeah.
The Spurberry State Troopers are back in action. The guys from Broken Lizards have grown back their mustaches, put on their aviators, and jumped back in their patrol cars because they just started filming Super Troopers 3. I'm intrigued. I really wasn't sure if this was ever going to happen. I feel like a lot of people talked ill about the second one, but I really like the second one more than the first. You ever get around to that second one?
Not the second one. No. Although I did see that post go by of the cover page of the script for Super Troopers 3 that they had posted, and then if I'm not mistaken, didn't you get to intern for these guys in college?
I did. That was my very first internship. Yeah.
Oh, dude, awesome. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
But wasn't a lot to do. Never. I only met Kevin, who of course everyone knows the most as far of he's the guy who actually put me in contact with the guy I needed, and he even remembered me when I saw him in the office. I'm like, oh, that's cool. But I'm a little irritated. I think they might be filming it in Massachusetts, and I haven't heard shit about any new hires. I'm like, because I reached out to one of my PAs a while back from a previous show, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm trying to get on Super Troopers. I'm like, oh, and I tried emailing people that I knew over there, and I'm like, nothing. And like, I thought I saw the guys talked about like Massachusetts Fire Department, and I'm like, oh, and
interesting.
I don't know. I'm just to see they're doing a third one. But what fans really want is another beer fest or pot fest. But I guess you got to make what's being greenlit, I suppose.
Interesting. I'm surprised they haven't gotten back to a lot some of those flicks. Like that it just seems like it would make sense. But I mean, why not? Yeah. You know, Super Troopers is the one I feel like the tentpole title they are known for. So
yeah, if anybody knows Broken Lizard, you got to say, oh, the Super Trooper guys. And it's like, oh, that's who.
Unless we get some more Club Dread. I don't know. That would be.
You know, a lot of people like that movie, and I didn't like it when I first watched it, and I rewatched it last year to give it a chance. It was as bad as I remember.
Yeah, it's like it was only okay. I was never thrilled with it either, but it's one of those like I'm surprised they haven't ventured back into horror, you know, one more time.
But I mean, from their standpoint, I did read Jay Chandrasekhar's book, Free Mustache Rides. It essentially gave them freedom to go live at a tropical resort for a couple of months and make a movie.
You go.
So, yeah, I get why wouldn't you want to do that? But unfortunately, the movie just wasn't as good as I had hoped. But yeah, but something that we both are kind of intrigued by, we've been talking about a lot lately. Ryan Gosling has finally entered the cockpit. Star Wars Starfighter has finally begun filming, and 3 new cast members have been announced. Amy Adams, Aaron Pierre, and a young actor named Flynn Gray have joined the ensemble. Rumor has it Flynn will be an important part of the movie, and he might be delivered to Rey by the end and being trained as a Jedi. But I don't know. How do you feel about Amy Adams and Aaron Pierre joining the Star Wars franchise?
I feel bad. I'm not recalling Aaron Pierre off the top of my head. Of course, Amy Adams. Yes. 100%.
Oh, I think you'll like it.
That's a great entry.
Rebel Ridge. Lanterns.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, dude. Oh, totally. Yes. That is the type of attitude and just fucking like stone cold badass air about him.
And those eyes, man, they just pierce you.
That
whether
is
he's playing a Jedi, a starfighter, a bad guy, who knows? But whatever he does is going to be intense.
That's a guy I could see behind the yoke of a piloting something and doing some badass like dogfighting or some shit. Like that's cool. Yep.
Yeah.
I've only been excited for this. This was, I mean, way back when they first announced this. I was pumped for it. But it was also when it was rumored to initially be a Rogue Squadron movie, which that could be its own
that's still
thing.
in development, supposedly, like all the other movies.
Which, you know, all right. Yeah. But hey, so I want to see some dogfighting. I just want to see some outside the Skywalker storyline. You know,
and that's why I'm a little afraid
that
we bring Rey into this. Like, it's supposed to be its own standalone thing. So I'm hoping that's just a rumor. Because, like, let's keep it its own thing. Like, Rogue One, perfect, one and done, prequel series, everyone loves.
but you still got a taste of the Skywalker like world. I mean, we still saw
Sure.
Tarkin and Leia. We still saw, these
Yeah,
linchpin characters.
I guess.
I don't mind.
Vader.
She's like at the literally the last scene. If that's like the end of the movie is the handoff and they walk off into the sunset while she starts the new Jedi Order, I'm fine with that. But make the core of the movie about this adventure here.
Right.
You've proven
And
time and time
what
again.
would you want to see Amy Adams doing in Star Wars? Because like I don't want to see her just play a mum or something. I want to see her doing something badass. I don't know about you.
She could be a pilot. If this is Starfighter, I want to see some starfighters. I want to see pilots.
Yeah.
I want to see crew. She strikes me as someone who could easily be a hotshot pilot or a very smug, like I can fly better than you kind of badass. Yeah, I don't definitely not someone regulated to the background. I mean, you can't put her in there, and she's something.
I mean,
extra.
isn't she an Oscar winner? I forget for what, but I feel like she Arrival
Wasn't it
maybe. I feel like...
No, I thought the poker one, didn't she?
No, Molly's Game. That's
yep. I totally fucked that up. Yep.
But now I'm like, maybe she didn't win. She was nominated. Let's see.
American Hustle. Did she get something?
Yeah, she was an American Hustle. Yeah. Like, well, she's been either way. She's been nominated 2, 4, 6 times, so she's got the chops.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about that. No doubt about that.
And she has a little cameo in the Pick of Destiny. In the Master Exploder scene, she's one of the people in the background. And it's like, I guess that's right before she blew up. So, I don't know.
That's great. Oh, man.
All right. Well, this next one really intrigues me here. Jason Momoa is about to kick some ass on the open seas. David Leitch will be co-producing and directing a movie called The Pirate. It will be co-produced by Aquaman himself, Mr. Jason Momoa. This movie is described as the raid on a pirate ship.
Oh, okay.
I mean, say any more? Like,
right? I'm intrigued. Now, unfortunately, I feel like that has been tossed around too many times since the raid has been released. But
Jason I feel like Momoa, the closest we came was ship? Dread, maybe.
Yeah, and like it's totally. Carl Urban's version of portrayal of Dread was just wonderful in that respect. But yeah, I know you've got great components. Those pieces added together, especially with him as a producer, I feel like that early on hopefully implies it's not just to get a bigger check, it's investment into the story and the creation of the film. So, and
that's the thing I never knew about Momoa. He was recently on Will Internet, Jason Bateman, and what's his name's podcast, Smartless, and apparently he's been producing and making his own stuff for a while. Like after Game of Thrones, it was hard for him to find work. So he just kind of threw himself into that type of stuff. And I'm like,
wow.
He sounds like he hustles hard, man.
Yeah. Well, dang.
And
all right. Yeah. I would check that out. It's especially with the, the upcoming, eventually Disney doing more pirate stuff. Like I want to see something, if this is a little harder, a little edgier, a little more R-rated. It's the life of a swashbuckler. It's not for the faint of heart.
Not at all.
That would be cool to see a really gnarly visceral pirate movie.
And that's the thing with Leitch, he's a fucking hands-on action-packed director, so and Momoa's got the chops to do kick-ass things. So
fuck yeah.
I'm not normally a pirate fan, but this sounds like something that could be really good or really bad, but in these two hands I think could be promising.
When you have it, when it all adds up and it's done right, they can be entertaining. Like I would say the same thing. I'm not like crazy about big ships and stuff like that, but I remember I still to this day remember watching Master and Commander in theaters. I let that concept of the ship battles and made just that very intense, up close and personal sort of interaction. I want to see that on the big screen. So
hell yeah! Best
of luck, you guys. Go kill it.
Right. All right. Peter Farrelly is making a Rocky movie starring Al Pacino, kind of. All right, so Oscar winner director Peter Farrelly is directing a movie called I Play Rocky. It's a biopic about Stallone pitching Rocky around Hollywood and trying to get it greenlit with him as the star. And it looks like they've hired a young actor named Anthony Ippolito to play Stallone, which is interesting because Anthony played Al Pacino in the series The Offer, which is also about the making of a movie, The Godfather.
Oh,
I feel like
damn.
this is an
That's awesome.
interesting
Yeah.
Premise.
Yeah, I would absolutely love to watch this because how many times in the history of Hollywood has that ever happened? The writer of the script going out pitching to get the movie made and saying, "No, I want to star in it, and I want to direct it too."
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck gets that deal?
They were offering him large quantities of money that could change his life, but he had such a distinguishable look. Nobody wanted to hire him, and he stuck to his guns. Yeah, that never works.
Sylvester, can I call you Sylvester? I can't understand a goddamn word you're saying. I think we should be. Well, I think it's fine. I can do it real good. I'm Rocky. Yes, you quite literally are the character right now because I have no idea what the fuck you're saying.
I'm a method actor.
I'm the character all the time.
But if anybody, if out there listening or watching, if you've never seen The Offer and you have Paramount Plus, like I hate The Godfather, but this show was just fantastic. Watching the hectic craziness that went into making that movie. And the fact that this guy has played Al Pacino and now he's playing Stallone, two completely opposite guys. I don't know. It sounds like a challenge, but hopefully
I would love the two of them, Pacino and Stallone, to just be like, this kid. Do we really think this kid is like us? That's too funny.
And it's funny because last episode 221, we were talking about recasting Noah Centineo as a young Rambo. So it's like clearly something's in the air. Another movie he wrote and starred in. It's like,
hey man, with
people are looking for a fresh young Stallone. I think these days.
I think with Tulsa King and like when we had cable on in the background in the hotel room. Expendables movies keep getting replayed on cable all the time. The guy is still like right there. In the relevant media. I get it.
Killing it.
He can't. I mean, let's be honest. He can't keep doing all of this stuff all the time. No. Why not be a part of the money that makes these movies happen? This is what he is. Let's be honest. He's got his hands invested into a lot of the right kind of movies over his incredible career. We wouldn't know his name if he didn't, make all these moves. So good for him. Good for them. I'm curious about. This is a story I too would be interested in seeing play out on the big screen. So,
and the fact that we're getting one half of the Farrelly brothers, people who have been known to do comedy, the fact that he's gone off and done Green Book and won an Oscar. There's so much this guy can do, but he's now just finding his groove doing these small personal like movies. It's interesting to me.
Right. Like you could tell there's got to be an element of a passion project to it. Cause this is probably wouldn't surprise me if this is one of his, go-to movies.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah. I'm
all
looking
right.
forward to it. Yeah, man.
Well, step aside, Joker. Mr. Fantastic will save the day. Back in 2024, Todd Haynes was making a gay romance film called De Noche. It started production, but the star of the film, Joaquin Phoenix, never showed up to set, causing production to shut down. But now it looks like the film may not be dead after all because Pedro Pascal has taken over the role of his Eddington co-star. That is Eddington co-star vacated. Like, I feel like this is a totally different take, Joaquin Phoenix to Pedro. But it's interesting to see that this movie everyone assumed was dead because a big star like Joaquin walked away. But now bringing in the new It guy, I don't know. I'm intrigued.
It's probably good for them. Let's be honest. At the end of the day, that's probably going to get more people in seats. Getting Pedro in there. I mean, no offense to Joaquin, he's a very talented actor, but he's kind of he's a little eccentric, for better for worse. But he brings that to the screen when he commits to a role. So I'm sure wouldn't surprise me if we find out he saw something else he'd rather do, and we'll hear about that down the road. But let's be honest.
That's the interesting thing.
You're trading out Joaquin for Pedro,
a higher in demand, very specific. I don't know. I feel like more people.
You're not losing. You're not losing, right? Like
you're moving up a peg, I think, in most people's books.
Yeah. But, both extremely talented. Both have can carry their weight on the screen. But like you said, he's the it guy right now. Ironically enough, I'm not tired of watching movies he's in because at least he has broader range of actors who
Yes!
can play compared to some.
There's so
people that
much
are in
this
too many
guy
movies.
can play, and
Yep.
it's convincing and believable. It's like, all right, cool. Keep doing your thing, Pedro.
100%.
Until you want to just take a break.
Right.
Well, speaking of breaks, it looks like break time is over for Gandalf and Frodo because they're reuniting. Recently, while on stage at the Lord of the Rings panel in London's For Love of Fantasy convention, Sir Ian McKellen has announced that Frodo will return alongside Gandalf in the hunt for Gollum.
Awesome.
I'm still not sure where this is going to take place. I assume it's going to take place in between Fellowship and
Similarity.
I don't know, any of them. But how do you feel about bringing back our two returning characters? I mean, we're getting more characters, I think, too. But you think they'll de-age these characters or keep them the same? Or?
That is a good point. I lost my timeline there for a second. You're right. It has to be between
probably the two towers
Fellowship and Return of the King. Or Two Towers and Return of the King, because you need to have them already. Wait, no, this is confusing.
Frodo,
hold on.
I have met Gollum. It's like, how much story is there? Yes, I mean, we always saw Gollum in the background, I guess.
It's like, does it take place during one of the movies? Like,
or the whole trilogy, maybe? I don't know.
Because I didn't follow through reading all the books because I got to be honest, Lord of the Rings
pretty
got
hefty,
super dry, and I have to give him another shot one day. I'd love The Hobbit, but Fellowship was, for some reason, just didn't bite me the same way. No, I'm curious. Yeah, fuck, I don't know where this is supposed to be. Then this is an interesting. I don't know, but I love it. They love the roles, they love the characters, they appreciate the fandom to this day. So the fact that they're coming back to reprise their roles, it's pretty cool.
Gollum himself is directing the movie and starring in the movie. It's like, so it's kind of like a family reunion.
That's wonderful. Well, it makes sense why I've been seeing, because I follow most of the cast on Instagram. They've all been posting old photos from when they're back on set of Lord of the Rings back in the day, and it's funny to just see how baby-faced they all looked. I'm like, I guess it was 25 years ago.
God, I remember opening night for each of those movies, midnight releases, like yesterday. It's so crazy.
Good times.
Hell yeah. Well, it's true, folks. Nicolas Cage is a detective. Detective Dick.
I like even more.
Dick. Yeah, he's got that big detective dick. Nick Cage is in talks to star in season 5 of True Detective. And I guess the previous showrunner of the last season is coming on board for this. I mean, why not? I feel like people loved her season and people love Nick Cage. This could be a match made in heaven, I think. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, I've watched every season up until this one. So I'm all in. And I kind of like this era of Nick Cage we're getting now, where it's not
kind of does it all.
But he's not afraid to
movies,
do a little bit of
small
everything.
Movies, obscure movies. He's all over the place, but he always gives every movie his full effort and attention and that special pizzazz.
That Nick Cage, that Coppola flair.
Yeah.
No, that's great. I mean, how many has he been in a series before?
I believe his only series besides this is Spider Noir. So and that must have been good enough for him to say, "Wow, let's do another show."
Fuck yeah, man! And one like this, that just speaks to the choices he makes as a performer, going from something like that to fucking True Detective. And then that allows you the freedom. Are they going to do something sort of high concept like that previous season of True Detective with some of those fantastical-ish sort of elements that they would bring into play? And
I feel like they got to.
He's the guy to do it. He's the guy to sell it, Let's see if you can make this new season all right.
And then I'm wondering who they'll pair with him. I feel like there's always a pairing of fantastic actors.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to work alongside Nick Cage in a True Detective series?
Looking back at the pool of all the cast they've previously had starring in these movies, it could be fucking anyone. And I love that. I'm excited for that.
Like Jodie Foster's co-star was kind of like a regular person in the last season,
Yes.
if I recall correctly, and people loved her. They thought that she was fantastic.
That that native representation that didn't feel like we're getting forced. Oh, we need, because we're in Alaska, we need to have someone who represents this. No, that was just an extremely talented actor who landed a killer role, and it all played out the way it did. Vince Vaughn's character in, what's that, season 3?
I believe, yeah.
I love that. Like, it's people I wouldn't initially expect to put in these places end up just fucking shining, and I've been loving it. So I'm
100%.
I'm all in for that. Definitely going to give that a watch for sure.
True Detect Dick. That's what they're
True
calling
Detect
it.
Dick.
Yep. All right. Well, Austin Butler refuses to play James Bond. Recently, when asked if he would be interested
I'm going to
in
be
playing
007,
Bond,
baby.
Butler said, "Would I play James Bond? I don't think that would be a good idea because I'm an American. I can do an accent, but that would be kind of sacrilegious." So it's like,
but I can only do one accent, baby. Oh,
could you imagine Bond and Bond Elvis like that? That'd be something.
James, my name's Presley. James Presley. Oh.
Which is ironic because don't they have an animated Elvis Presley spy show on Netflix? I think I tried watching it. I'm like, not for me, but
fuck,
interesting concept.
I wouldn't doubt it, but that just kind of sounds like R-rated Johnny Bravo at that point. So that's
pretty much, yeah. And his sidekick is his monkey in the show. I don't know why I didn't finish it. And I think Matthew McConaughey, I think, is Elvis in the show. I gotta give this show another watch now.
Okay, you're kind of just describing something I feel like I need to see. So,
yep, I'm gonna go back and watch that. I'll shoot you the name of the show at the end of the episode.
But I will now say I think we need Austin Butler to star in a live action Johnny Bravo. If we can get
I mean, he's got the hairdo for it, but he doesn't have the bulk yet. He's gonna bulk up. Get that HGH.
He can work up to it. Yeah, exactly. There you go. He can do it.
But I know this is a non-story, but I appreciate the fact that this guy who clearly could get a lot of roles in Hollywood is like, no, that's not meant for me. But it's crazy because normally a lot of British people come and play American people. I guess American people play British too, but it's nice to see that some people hold James Bond near and dear and don't want to destroy the franchise.
I think there's something there's a lot of there's a good amount of American or British actors who figured out their American voice. I don't know. I don't feel we have as many American actors that can really. It
always sounds super
British
fake.
Voice. Yeah. It's like I don't even know the dialects and like the regional dialects as well and shit. But so I feel like that's all you ever hear. It's just like, oh, that's an awful like whatever accent. I'm like, I don't know. It's vaguely British. I don't know it well enough. But when when you get it the other way around, there's a few of them I'm just like, damn, I forget you're not American.
Oh, yeah. When you hear people using their actual accents and voices, it's like,
yes,
just jarring.
Yep.
Well, another casting story here. Alan Ritchson opens up about playing James Bond, playing Batman in the future. Of course, since James Gunn announced that he was rebooting the DCU, Batman fans have been hoping that Reacher star Alan Ritchson would play the Caped Crusader, but recently Ritchson told Variety that he will not be playing Bruce Wayne. And here's the quote. Well, it's not a rumor that James Gunn is a fan. He said it himself. And I am a fan of James Gunn. Absolutely. I don't want to mislead people. Words have been exchanged about Batman, but I strongly don't think that Batman is in my future. I do think there is something in my future with DC, and I would like that to remain true. So I ask you, Dennis, do you think this is just him playing coy, kind of trying to set people off the scent, or do you think he's being genuine?
No, I could see it being genuine. Because there was definitely eras in the comics where Batman was definitely illustrated in that build, where like he's Batman full time. The Wayne Enterprises is run by Fox during the day. I can't remember his first name.
Lucius.
Yes. So it's like business is getting run. His focus is on doing his Batman work. So he's gonna just be fucking built.
Yeah. Check in.
But you know what would be funny though is if it's actually because he's a villain in the Batman universe.
Ooh, if
That I
he's
could see
Bane or
too.
something, maybe.
If he's like a true true to form Bane.
What about
Obviously
Croc?
Clayface is kind of already
They just started
spoken
production
for,
recently.
so Killer Croc would be cool. Maybe we do a crossover with the Superman catalog and he's Solomon Grundy. I don't know, there's a bunch of them. Swamp Thing would be cool to bring back out.
Oh, that'd be bitchin'.
Although not a villain, but like an anti-hero sort of thing. You know, there's so many things like the big stature, muscular characters that would totally fit him in this world. So I wouldn't doubt it. And I'm sure James Gunn's they've already settled on whatever it is, of course. So the speculation is the fun part though, right? So
yeah. And do you think this leans more towards the fact that maybe, just maybe, Pattinson might actually be the Batman in the DCU?
I kind of hope so, but I get why they want to keep do separate stories and stuff.
Yeah.
But that would be
fresh.
cool. Where it turns out he's a villain from Pattinson's world. You know, he's another gangster from that version of Gotham. Because there's plenty of them left. A lot of people like to highlight the super enhanced sort of villains when his Batman's Rogues Gallery is full of criminals. Like obviously larger than average, you know, over the top sort of criminals. But like those of you that watched the Penguin series, that style, you know, where it's embellished in that way. So I could see him fitting into the world in that manner.
Fair enough. Well, unfortunately, Warner Brothers has hit pause on Mortal Kombat 2 because Warner Brothers and New Line Cinema originally slated the film to come out this October, but it's now been pushed back to May of 2026.
Oh, that would have been a nice birthday present. I was looking forward to that.
Right? Like, a little disappointed, but I feel like October's a weird time to put out a big tentpole movie, and this is like the beginning of the summer season. It could be a good sign. Do you think this means maybe they're doing reshoots, or do you just think they want to get it in the front of a summer audience?
It could be in front of a summer audience too, because I could see that.
I feel like the trailer's been getting rave reactions from fans.
What I'm holding out hope for is that given this news, it's because let's take our time, polish up these things that we realize some fans may not appreciate. We rushed through, you know, let's be honest. It's about how badass this movie looks, right?
Yeah,
I'm not one where the effects need to always be like the biggest part of the movie, but for something like this, it kind of needs to. Yeah, it needs to look pretty sharp. So I
they got a pass with the first movie being mediocre. I feel like they really, if they want to make this a big franchise, they got to put their full force into it.
Yes, I totally agree with that. It's we've been waiting long enough too, so I can still I can stay patient. We already know who's in it.
What's another couple of months?
I'm already
happy.
Yeah. It's let's go GTA with it, you know? Like I just want to know you're doing it right. So please.
Yeah. All right. Well, everyone wants to be a cat except for Disney. Questlove has made countless fantastic music-themed documentaries, but he's never directed a narrative feature film. But that was all going to change because Disney hired him to direct the Aristocats live action feature, which would be fantastic because he knows music. And I feel like if anybody could make cats making jazz music fun, it could be him.
Yeah.
However, since they hired him, Disney's gone through 3 different administration changes and essentially canceled the film. So unfortunately, the root star has to find something else to make his featured directorial debut. How do you feel about this? I mean, a part of me is like, I love that movie, but do we need a live action version? But
well, not that we would need a live action version, but I'm really curious what Questlove would have done with it though.
Yes.
Let's be honest.
That's the intriguing
man
part.
knows the music, and I'm sure he's a fan of the film too, because it's iconic. I can still hear the music in my head right now as we speak. But,
oh, dude, it's fantastic music.
No, it's wonderful. So that's really too bad. I think that seems kind of like it was almost a match made in heaven. But hopefully that means they'll have something else. They'll keep him close for something else, because I kind of miss that era of the Disney movies, anyways. I think getting back
Yes.
to the more musically inclined stories were
I
great.
mean, all the music from like your 80s to let's say even early 2000s, people know that stuff. And
Yep.
then for a while, I felt like they moved away from it. But then with Frozen and Moana, I feel like they're getting back
They
into
brought it
it,
back.
but not fully enough yet.
They were definitely started to bring it back. But yeah, Frozen was a strong step forward, and then I feel like nothing quite hit as hard. You know, Moana came close, but
Mm-hmm.
nothing has quite hit the nail on the head since then. When you look back at
Yeah.
the 70s, 80s, 90s, the hand-drawn
still
animated
remember.
Disney films, people still, yeah,
They live rent free. People have Spotify lists of just that music. People like it's a thing that we crave and miss. And Questlove could bring fun new music to the Disney universe, I feel like.
I mean, and it was something they used to do a lot. Like one of my all-time
Oh, yeah.
favorites, The Rescuers. I believe Karen Carpenter did the soundtrack for that whole movie.
Elton John doing The Lion King, or
Yep.
Phil Collins doing Tarzan.
Tarzan. Oh my God, that was a good one too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They have that established history of giving an extremely talented creative musician such as Questlove. I hope they haven't given up on him. They just gave up on the title. So
he did go on to say there's like 20 other things he could do. So he could essentially be working till 2030 and still have a lot of movies come out. Yeah. So fingers crossed. Staying in the realm of Disney, Disney wants to get in the anime business. Apparently, they've been struggling to gain interest with Gen Zers, and they realize that anime is beloved as much as sports and music to Gen Z. So they want to essentially bring anime into their fray. Now, back in the 90s, they had a deal with Studio Ghibli, and that went on for 15 years, but they parted ways. And recently, Disney's done things like Star Wars Visions, and they're working on a anime adaptation of their mobile game, Twisted Wonderland. So I ask you, do you think Disney could get in the realm of anime and make it intriguing and interesting enough to hook a new generation into their stuff? Or do you feel like that's going to be disingenuous if they do?
No, because I think it's already there. The fandom has already bridged this gap with their own fan art. There's so many things that are in this world. They're already so closely related. I mean, Dodgers has Hello Kitty and other like anime themed nights at their baseball games and shit. Like it just goes hand in hand. I think just because you're a fan of one doesn't mean you're not a fan of the other. So I don't see any problem with that sort of bridge. Now it's how calculated are your first few steps? How what are you gonna do with that then? Just loose on paper, sure, yeah. Anime and Disney, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do? Is it pre-existing titles? Are you going for brand new IP? We're gonna have to wait and see, but why not? I'm
intrigued because
there's a huge fandom of Disney in Japan. There's a huge fandom of anime in the United States. We're like this.
Let's face it, Disney has stuff that would work perfectly, like a Kingdom Hearts anime or
yes,
some villain properties.
God. You got that's it right there. I don't know I don't know why I didn't think of that too. Kingdom Hearts makes total sense as a series. That would be badass.
Now, if they do this, I hope that they kind of evenly disperse it. I hope they don't go like, oh, people love Pixar, we're just going to make Pixar knockoffs and just do anime knockoffs for the next 20 years. I hope they kind of do a little bit of everything.
Although now that we just mentioned Tarzan earlier, an anime Tarzan would be kind of badass too. I like that. Especially if they go to that style of how he traversed the jungle and everything.
And could you imagine what the climax of that Tarzan flick would be like, Dennis?
The climax of that Tarzan, yes. Oh man,
it'd be pretty intense.
Absolutely,
an anime Tarzan. Oh god, that'd be badass. Or that, there we go. They make live action versions of their movies. Now let's make anime versions of their movies.
At this point,
I'd
why
watch
not?
it?
Yeah,
yeah. I don't know. So time will tell, and I hope that they don't let us down here. I say like I'm a Gen Z, which I'm not, but I mean I'm an anime fan.
Oh, all right, you gotta do that dead pale stare where I just don't say anything.
Yes.
Or the Gen Z
Goonies never say die. A couple of episodes ago, we mentioned that Patsy Panzarelli, screenwriter, was working on a script for a Goonies sequel. but we haven't heard anything since then. But he was recently at the Venice Film Festival, and he announced that he's turned in a first draft, and things seemed promising. People liked it, and he's 95% done with the second draft. So it seems like we might actually get a Goonies sequel. What's your gauge of interest in this?
I'm curious, but I don't need it.
Right?
It's
and
I
like,
feel bad for
is it
saying
going
it
to be
because
their kids, or are they going on this weird kids-like quest? Because that could be weird and fun. I
it's
don't
such a
know.
beloved movie too. Yeah, like please don't give me the last fucking Jurassic World movie that just came out because I don't want to see that either. You know, like it's
Yeah.
if we're doing it, then it needs to be something that actually involves the main cast and not just them set back as the kids go and do the adventure while we like, you know, watch Josh Brolin fucking, I don't know, not do anything cool.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like these guys have reunited a lot, and I feel like back when Ki Hong Kwan's last film came out, Love Hurts, they all came back to the premiere, and even Frodo's buddy was in it, and it's like I feel like the love is still there with these guys.
You
so
know,
like,
I feel like even by then, Spielberg was already talking to him. Like,
I had to have been 100%.
We're gearing up for this. No, it's I don't know. As I'm up for it if they're central to the plot and not just regulated to the background. And while you inject all these like group of new kids, either I've maybe heard of a couple of them, and but it's why is it the Goonies? Why are they coming back? Why? That's what I'm more intrigued by. Why are they coming back together when we know they their neighborhood is never going to be the same again?
Maybe that's the thing. Maybe they're coming back. Their neighborhood's destroyed. Maybe the kids of the people they put away are coming. I don't know. There's like, I'm intrigued to see what the plot could be. It could go a million ways. But I'm with you. I hope they're not just passing the torch to another set of kids.
Yeah. Agreed.
Time will tell on that one.
See.
Trevor Noah has an idea for a movie. Former Daily Show host Trevor Noah recently sold an R-rated comedy pitch called The Island to not Universal, to Paramount. The story centers around two polar opposites, a successful alpha businesswoman and a hopelessly dedicated male high school teacher who are the sole survivors of a plane crash on a deserted island, and the two must rely on one another to stay alive. I feel like we've seen movies like this, but
6 Days, 7 Nights first comes to mind.
Yeah. But it's like, I'm intrigued because seeing this guy who's been behind the news desk, seeing this stand up, he's got a broad sensibility.
He's super intelligent, super funny. I could see him writing a clever script. So
and R-rated comedy. That's what really sold me. It could just be a comedy, but Paramount, I think, is starting to take risks. Like they just did the Naked Gun movie reboot, and that was a huge R-rated movie. So I'm hoping this could be a sign that R-rated comedies are coming back to theaters.
They're taking ownership of some of the gnarliest episodes of like South Park that have ever been released now.
Oh, hell yeah.
Just, you know, I hope this just means they're, you know, let's just go for it. It's let's no holds barred. Let's just create the entertainment that people want to see without worrying about offending Karen over there. So let's have it.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah. Well, all right, let's get into it, folks. Zack Snyder is getting intimate. He is doing a passion project as his next movie. It's called The Last Photograph. The story follows an ex-DEA operative who must return to the mountains of South America in an effort to find his missing niece and nephew following the brutal murders of their parents, who happen to be diplomats. And he is enlisting the help of a washed-up junkie war photographer, the only person to have seen the faces of his siblings' killers. And he sits out, and I don't know. I feel like it's interesting because the quote, I was going to read the plot, but I'm not going to. This quote that Snyder put out going along with this press release was, the last photograph is a meditation of life and death, embodying some of the trials that I have experienced in my own life, and the exploration of those ideas through the image, through image making. And I'm like, I feel like he went too big, too broad with his last two Netflix movies. And this sounds like something kind of personal where he can work out shit that happened and really tore him apart. I don't know. It's
I like
arousing.
that it's not let's not try to make it a whole series of things. We're going to give you one movie, and then we're going to give you a movie that's so vaguely related to that last movie you saw, you're not sure if they even have anything the fuck to do with each other. Cool. Yeah.
And for those of you who did like Rebel Moon, not me and Dennis, but this movie is apparently going to star 2 stars of Rebel Moon.
Oh,
so
okay.
There's a plus for you.
There was some great cast in that movie.
Sure.
I will defend all of the cast, in fact, for Rebel Moon. You just, I'm sorry, you folks did not have a good script. That's not your fault.
Yeah. Which it makes sense why Lucasfilm did not want to make that a standalone Star Wars movie. I stand with them on that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's saying a lot because they turn out
Zach,
a lot of Star Wars.
That's what you wanted to make? No.
All right.
Sorry, Mr. Snyder.
The team behind Cobra Kai are looking to revive another 80s franchise. This time, they have their sights set on David Hasselhoff's classic TV series, Knight Rider. Instead of making it a follow-up series, they're making it an action-packed movie, which is being produced by David Leitch's production company, 87 North.
Wait, you said follow-up series? Is this like a continuation?
Well, follow-up, like kind of in the vein of like how they followed up Cobra Kai. Sorry.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say, whoa. Are we getting the Hoff?
I mean, how do you make this movie not have the Hoff be in it? But I don't know if he's going to star in it.
He's like the grandfather of the latest driver of the new kit.
He's making sure like the old kit still lives on.
Mr. Feeney's still alive.
Yes.
He can still voice the new kit.
He can hop in a voice booth.
That would be sick.
I don't know. I'm intrigued because they did right by the Karate Kid team fans. I feel like they could do some fun stuff with a talking car and a badass.
I loved watching that when I was a kid. I thought it was so badass.
Right.
It's been a while though, so I'm sure it's not quite the same, but nothing like that fucking opening sequence that
and the theme song, man.
Oh god, that was cool.
Watching that little light on his car.
Yeah, and it was like so much. It seems like it's all this detail and all this cool technology, and it's just a fucking blinking like
LED blinking.
Yeah. So good though, so good.
And I mean, I think back in like the early 2000s, I think they tried doing Knight Rider 2000. I know for years they've been talking about doing a big screen movie, but I feel like these guys are the ones who could do justice and actually get it on the big screen.
They did a very fair capture of those who remember the 80s really well. Said, Stranger Things hit the nail on the head there. So if they're going to do have it set in the 80s again, that would be awesome, and
that'd be pretty cool.
I would love to see the retro cars, the clothes, the music, the hairstyles that were terrible. Please give us that.
Man.
That would be cool.
The wardrobe, the slang, the technology, the 80s.
All that feathered hair. I want to see it.
I act like I lived through it. I was a baby, but god damn.
I only got a couple months too, but hey, I mean, think about it. All the TV we ended up watching a few years later, we were old enough, was all from then. 80s. So yeah,
we know what's up. Oh boy! Speaking of an even older franchise, a franchise that's been around for 82 years, 2 years after Riverdale came to a close, Archie, Veronica, Jughead, and the rest of the gang are coming back in a big bad way because Disney has now greenlit a Disney Plus series based on the post-apocalyptic comic book series called Afterlife with Archie, in which Riverdale is ground zero for a zombie apocalypse. And to make it even crazier, the showrunner and creator of Riverdale will be showrunning this.
Sure.
I'm intrigued. It's a weird concept for Disney, I think.
I never watched Riverdale, but from what I understand, the show, they had fantastical elements in it too, right?
Yes. I only watched the first season, and it was more of a drama, but over time I heard they got weird and wacky and mystical. Yeah.
But I mean, historically, Archie also they went from their high school, their high school hijinks and shit to like having one shots of like Archie versus Predator and shit like that. So
they just did a crossover with Jane Silent Bob and Clerks, and they've done it all.
Oh yeah, there was. In fact, I remember you and I were at the comic shop. That one that was built into the gas station near Venice, or in Venice, where I remember flipping through an issue of it was Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy
Yes, I
swap with
remember
Betty
that,
and
yep.
Veronica. They swap bodies,
Yes.
like Freaky Friday style. I'm like, what the fuck? What am I looking at? But it was so weird, and it was funny.
Right.
It was genuinely funny. All right, like as much as I immediately wanted to knock it, I'm like, you know what? Okay, it's a property that I believe they're still writing.
Yeah.
It's still ongoing, right? So
100%.
Why not?
82 years.
Why not?
And Dennis, that's not it. As you said, the wackiness of what's going on. There is also a movie that's being written by award-winning comic book writer Tom King. And the movie is being produced by the producers of the Spider-Verse films, Mr. Phil Lord and Chris Miller.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys, they get comedy, they get animation. I am highly interested in this.
It's the right company. You're right. Like you said, it's the right combination of things. That's great. Yeah, I'm curiosity's not peaked, but I'll just check it out. Let's see what's going on.
Like you, I don't really care about Archie, but I'm like, oh, Archie with zombies, that's interesting. Could be fun. But seeing these guys who have a very distinct comedy essence, I feel like, all right, that kind of peaks it a little higher than.
And a respect to the visual side of the storytelling, because it's movies have been beautiful. I like.
Yeah.
Still, I still recall you and I seeing that in the theater, the first Spider-Verse in the theater, like to this day, and that was just so fucking cool, and it's still.
And they brought that comic to life. Think about how they could bring all these years worth of Archie to life in an animated format.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, totally.
Yeah. Well, another throwback here. Tom Brady, of all people, is producing a biopic about the days leading up to the 1996 NBA draft, focusing on Kobe Bryant. It's told from the point of view of John Nash, the general manager of the New Jersey Nets, and the incoming Nets coach, John Capilari. I don't know. And it focuses on how they really wanted to get Bryant, even though he had his eyes set on the Lakers. I feel like it's kind of akin to the movie that Affleck did a couple years ago about Jordan and whatnot. But I don't know, how do you feel about that?
I'm curious about the story for sure. I'm a little weary of who wants to make the movie, but because there is no grounds for that to fucking stand on. Yeah, I've won all these Super Bowls, so I'll make a movie. About you? No. About basketball. Okay, you.
Yeah, you go and do it, buddy. You do what you want.
Whatever you say, man.
You keep throwing.
You don't get sunburned if you drink enough water. All right, whatever you say, buddy. All right, just write me that check. I don't care. No, that would be an interesting story. I know that it's like the lore and the history of Kobe Bryant is still just synonymous with Los Angeles. I mean, you can't drive more than a couple miles without seeing an incredibly done mural of that man on side of a building or park somewhere. The impact is still felt to this day, and they'll never be separate. So you're going to have.
He's one of the greatest. I don't even follow the sport, but I know he's up there on the Mount Rushmore of. Now, I mean, those allegations and stuff, not savory, but
we'll go back and forth. Yeah, a lot of people can go back and forth.
We're not in that zone. We're in the 90s before all that happened.
Exactly. So it's I think it would be a very intriguing story to hear, and that would be a movie I'd check out. As long as they don't have to pay Tom Brady any money. As long as he's not getting a piece of my movie ticket, then by all means, I'm going to go check it out.
Hell
but cool. No, I'm intrigued.
Yeah,
that could be an interesting story to hear.
I agree. All right, we got one more news story here for you, Dennis. Paramount is trying to get the rights to Call of Duty in hopes to make a live action franchise of Call of Duty films. I feel like that's a no-brainer.
Okay, there is quite a bit of established story in the Modern Warfare storyline. I'm assuming that's what they're going off of.
Well, I don't know. They don't say, but there's all those different generations of Call of Duty games. It's like, which one, or do they want to make all of them into different movies? I don't know.
Soap McTavish. Who the fuck else do you want to see but Soap? I wanted that's the guy. I that's who I'd want to see. I don't like.
I'm not gonna lie. I play all the Call of Duties. I get them. I don't play the stories. I just go online and get my ass handed to me, and then I get decent enough to kill other people every now and again.
Hey,
But
man, this
yes, the
single
stories
player
are
is worth.
rich.
It is very rich, and I haven't played the remastered re-release ones, where apparently they did kind of tune up a lot of the cutscenes and things like that. I know Glenn Morshower, I believe, comes back as a villain in one of them instead of being your Overwatch voice guy. So it's kind of cool to get.
Interesting.
We love those character, as you know, us toasties, those character actors. We do have a fondness for.
Heck yes, sir.
So I'm curious to see what that, but it's got to be the Modern Warfare era. But what version now? Because now you've got two different versions of the story: the original Modern Warfare or the remastered story. So
I guess time
that
will
could be
tell.
cool.
But
a series
I'm
though,
intrigued.
right? Like that's
yeah.
the way to do it.
Film.
Oh,
they're looking at films here.
all
franchise.
all right.
Which is interesting because if you look, I believe Paramount has the Halo series, which I've heard mixed reviews on.
Yes.
So could they be improving their skills here? I don't know.
I mean, between that and we got Mass Effect coming around, down to us here, what year and a half or so or something. It's going to be a little bit.
Yeah.
It's coming down the line though. I'm
Fair
very
enough.
much looking forward to that. So I like this. Now that the studios aren't afraid of video game titles, there's a lot of really good stories that can be told. So that one makes sense. It's topical.
True.
So
yeah. So
give it a shot.
I feel like we'll hear more of this in the upcoming weeks.
Oh yeah.
But I guess now we can get into a little thing we'd like to call polls.
Polls.
All right. So on episode 221, I reviewed the latest Bob Odenkirk film, Nobody 2. So I wanted to know what the Toastie's favorite movie Bob Odenkirk has been in out of Incredibles 2, Nebraska, The Spectacular Now, and The Cable Guy. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I thought he was in so much more, but when I'm looking at his film resume, not a lot.
He hasn't been in that many movies, yeah. I
Yet
hate to
he
admit,
lives rent free in my brain as if he's this big, but I guess he's been in the comedy world forever and been in everything.
Yes. His career's been spread thin across like butter on toast. So
well, I like what you did there.
I have to admit I still haven't seen Nebraska, regretfully. I would love to.
I mean, if you want to see Forte doing a pretty darn good drama role, it's worthwhile. It's a bit of a film to get through, but it's worth a watch, I think. I think it's on Paramount Plus.
Okay.
A lot of Paramount.
Well, for me, I'm probably torn between Incredibles 2 and The Cable Guy. Both entertaining films in their own respect.
Right.
From the voice acting in one, that's the thing, is he has such a distinct voice and his delivery is so wonderful. But
like he knows how to hit that dry sensibility and yet still have it fun and entertaining.
That would be my choice. Incredibles 2. I'll narrow it down.
All right. I mean, I'm kind of on the fence with you there. I do like what you're leaning towards, but I'm gonna go with The Spectacular Now. That's quite an interesting movie. Miles Teller gave a great performance, and if I recall, Odenkirk was pretty good in it too. But let's find out what the Toasties had to say. 0% for my choice in The Spectacular Now, so fuck me. 25% for yours over at The Incredibles Part 2. 25% for your other choice, The Cable Guy, leading 50% for the movie you've never seen, Nebraska. So I don't know if that can push you a little bit to go and check it out. Probably not, but
I already want to see it. So yeah, I'm already want to check it out. It's just the ever growing.
You can't watch everything now. It's hard.
Yeah, it really is.
Wow. All right. So up next, also on episode 221, I reviewed Freakier Friday starring Jamie Lee Curtis. So I wanted to know what the
Oh.
Toastie's favorite movie of hers was out of Halloween, True Lies, Freaky Friday, and Knives Out. And I'm not gonna lie, there's so many fantastic movies. It was hard choosing. I just tried choosing different generations and genres. and
Trading Places. I'm surprised that didn't get on there.
That was it was between Trading Places and True Lies. I'm like,
Really?
I don't know. It was tough.
But I see what you did there. I see you did like try to. It was spread out through the decades.
It was hard.
Yeah. Damn. No. I mean, she's iconic. She is.
And she's only getting better as she ages. Like she's making great choices.
Yes, I 100% agree with that. And I will say I've enjoyed all 4 of these movies multiple times. So, damn, this is a tough one. Halloween's the iconic role that launched her career, but
I think I'm going True Lies.
True Lies.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Yes.
But it's another one I got to get to again.
We Val and I actually rewatched it a couple of weeks ago when we were just in the fit of just throwing stuff on TV, and that was when we both sat down, caught ourselves like, oh my God, like, oh, you know what? That thing can sit, whatever task we were doing, that can wait another minute. There's that scene, whatever. And it's the whole movie is like that. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. Oh shit, that's right. Yeah, I'm with you. True Lies. Totally agree.
And if I recall correctly, isn't Tom Arnold like the little sidekick buddy in that?
Yeah.
That alone has me.
Tia Carrere is one of the terrorist people. Like she's a villain. Like
that's crazy.
And it's a what can I think of? The piece of shit that's trying to get her to cheat on her husband. That it's no longer with us, unfortunately. Aliens. We're
I
can
Bill
see
Paxton.
his face, but Bill Paxton, son of a bitch.
Just talking about
Twister.
Club Dread earlier. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Himself.
Bill Paxton's character in that is just hilarious. Watching him dangling him off a fucking dam and like
God, I miss Bill Paxton. That guy always hit all the genres. Fucking great actor, man.
He really did. Thank you for what you gave us there, sir. We are still enjoying it after all these years. So
right. So where'd you land? Are you going True Lies? Are you going Halloween?
True Lies. True. Oh yeah. I can argue for all 4 movies on this one. I would say you got some great choices. There's even more you could add in there.
Yeah. If I could do more than 4 on Twitter, on X, I would. But let's find out what the Toasties had to say. And this was our top voted on poll here, folks. 0% for the classic film Halloween. 0% for True Lies.
Disappointed in you.
All right.
She was so sexy in that movie.
Where do you think it's going, Dennis? Now we're down to Freaky Friday and Knives Out. 2 movies.
Next will be Knives Out. I think Freaky Friday, because it's topical.
Yeah,
and she was good in that too.
Tend to work.
But that's usually how it goes. It's fresh in their minds. So
true. All right. So the Toasties have spoken. We have 0% for Knives Out. And just like the algorithm we have learned to deal with, it's on everyone's brains. Freaky Friday, 100%, which honestly, great role playing a teenager really exquisitely.
Yes. She did a great job, but that's also true of basically everything she's ever done. She's done a great job. Laurie Strode as multiple times in her career,
right?
She fucking sells that. But yeah, no, I mean, like the challenge in that one was having to play the age of the character she was playing, which was great, and the chemistry between the two of them was wonderful. Although I love seeing all this news coverage or the coverage for the new film lately of like they actually didn't get to be on set together all that much, so they loved that they finally got to be in most of the movie
they're
together
in scenes
for the
together
sequel.
nonstop.
So which is great. I love that they were able to come back and kill it for a sequel, which we still have to see ourselves.
It's worth checking out, man, when it hits Disney Plus or if it's in the theater.
Definitely gonna hit it at least when it hits streaming. We'll see it shortly after, but. I bet if we put this out back when they were redoing Halloween would be number 1. I bet. Oh, it would be higher. Yeah,
100%.
Definitely.
But hey, why not? We're asking for people's takes, and that's
the Toasties have spoken.
Are you not entertained? All right. Well, speaking of entertained, let's get into the main feature of the show. I don't know why I can think of
Main
something
event.
cool to say there. Yes, reviews.
Lights, camera, action, it's review time. Dennis and Adam, we gon' blow your mind. We're stepping up to the plate, ready to swing. Analyzing movies like a scientist would blame.
All right, all right. So I am here with Ethan Cohen's latest film, Honey Don't. All right, now I'm going to get this out here, Dennis. Ethan Cohen's last film starring Margaret Qualley, Driveway Dolls. When I saw the trailer, I'm like, holy shit, this looks like a great Grindhouse B movie. And I guess that was the beginning of his lesbian B movie trilogy, so to say. But that movie let me down in a big, bad way. So when I saw the trailer for Honey Don't, I was like, I don't know about this. The cast looks cool. It's set in the desert. I hate the desert. I don't know, but I'll go see it anyways. And I'm happy to say I like this a hell of a lot more than his last film.
Nice.
So this is basically Margaret Qualley plays a PI, and she's supposed to have this client coming in the next day, but the day before the client comes in, the client ends up dead in what's being reported as a vehicular accident, but she doesn't really believe that. She thinks something's afoot, so she starts investigating the death of this woman who she's never met, but she starts digging deep and uncovering deep, dark secrets. It's interesting because it has kind of a B movie vibe to it, but it feels more film noir, and it's nice. It's beautiful.
Okay.
Like
Refreshing.
It's funny, it's actiony, and it gets kind of gory and intense towards the end, and twists and turns. Now, the cast, let's talk about the cast. So I already mentioned Margaret Qualley. She's always pretty great in everything. Aubrey Plaza, Chris Evans, Charlie Day.
Wonderful. Oh, man, yeah.
And they're all very distinct. Like, Aubrey Plaza is kind of playing her normal self, but slightly different. And the two of them, there's some hot and heavy scenes that they get into this movie. Like, there's the first scene we get them together in for a long scene. They're at a bar, and there's some under the skirt, hands inside one another action, and then jump into bed. And Chris Evans is playing this evangelical church leader who also happens to be running drugs and weapons, and he's kind of taking advantage of the ladies in his congregation by having sex with them and filming it, and he's just creepy. And Charlie Day is this kind of shitty cop, and every time he interacts with Honey, yeah, he has the hots for Honey O'Donoghue, Margaret's character, and he's always like asking her out, and she's like, "I told you I like girls," and he's like, "Yeah, I always say that, but I don't know what want to give me a shot," and it's just fantastic, and everyone's getting to shine here, and I really, really dug that, and
that's awesome.
The mystery's fun, and then it takes some different twists and turns. Like, there's a lot of stories that are set up here, but then by the end of the movie, it's not all fully wrapped up. But I'm like, you know what? That's kind of life. That feels realistic, and this movie feels lived in, and it has this vibe to it that's kind of like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's distinguishable and interesting, and it kind of harkens back to the early days of the Coen brothers, because, well, it's one of the Coen brothers.
Yeah,
his wife.
Yeah. There we go. Which
So
I feel I kind of missed.
And this movie's, I'm with you, man. I hope they get back together sometime and mend whatever happened there. But this movie's 89 minutes, so you're in and out, but there's a lot going on.
Fast.
It never drags. And I had a fun time watching. I'm going to give Honey Don't 2.5 slices of toast.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. That's worth a watch there, folks.
Super excited for your review of one of my favorite movies of the last 15 years. Please tell me all about your watch of The Greasy Strangler, sir.
So this is one that I like, as Adam has said, he's expressed in the past. Just absolutely, he adores this movie, if I'm not mistaken. Can I phrase it that way?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Adam adores this film. I was on a work trip recently where I've got a work friend very much similar to Adam's palette of this kind of creative comedy.
Shitty movies.
No. very, I'd say, artistic comedy in the sense that it's you can't expect a formal story being told. You need to just go along for the ride. Those of you who like Tim and Eric and things in that vein, this definitely leans that direction. Greasy Strangler tells the story of a father and son that are running a disco club walking tour, his like disco walking tour. It's the history of various bands and clubs and things around town, around LA that you would have frequented, that you quickly start to digest. This is all just made up bullshit. Oh damn it! Now I can't think of the line. Bullshit. Bullshit artist.
Bullshit artist.
Bullshit artist.
King Penguin bullshit artist.
So during one of their tours, this beautiful young woman attends the tour, and she's so intrigued by what's going on, and is totally not turned off by the fact that everyone else in her tour group was murdered the night after the tour. Come to find out, there's someone in town that seems to go by the name of the Greasy Strangler and strangles people to death while covered in grease. And
not greasy enough.
Just not greasy enough. It's like, Dad, you can't add any more oil to these dogs. You need to put some more grease in it. This isn't. So, okay. This is not a movie for everyone. Right out the gate, I can tell you that. But there is nothing wrong with that. To be honest, I love getting surprised by the weird and the wacky, and this definitely lives up to that. Being at like almost exactly 90 minutes or something, it moves actually pretty quick. The performances are exactly what, like, once you get a flavor for it in the first 5 minutes, you're like, okay, this is it, right? This is what I'm expecting. What I get surprised by is the director even works against you in that regard when they start throwing in random things that break the mold of the film itself that you're watching. After going to the disco club one night, Ronnie, all of a sudden a spotlight shines on him as he's dancing in his suit, his fucking with this pointed dick that you constantly see throughout the movie. One of my favorite shots, by the way, throughout the whole film was when we would cut to the car wash and the things are just and then just beating him in the face as he's cleaning the grease up. There's so many just little fucking moments.
Talk about hot sex scenes too, man.
Oh my god. Am I doing it right?
Tickle the butthole.
Am I doing it right? I don't know if I'm doing it right. Can you tell me if I'm doing it right? It's so fucking weird, but it's the kind of weird I really enjoy.
Now, one thing that I love the most that still sticks to me to this day, besides bullshit artist, the score, just that nonstop techno song that plays the whole. I love that score
because it's not retro, but again, that's what makes me feel like I'm watching. Like if Adult Swim were to ever show a feature film uncensored, unedited, this would be something. It would make perfect sense that would live in that catalog. And it's, and I know I keep making that comparison, and I hope I don't offend other purist fans of this director and stuff, but it's like, there's not a lot of places where people who appreciate this kind of comedy, this kind of humor, can go to enjoy that sort of thing. So it's very impressive that they got this thing made, distributed, but all for the better, because I think there needs to be a lot of this, not a lot, but there needs to be more of this, like, I'm just going to make this thing and essentially commit to the joke, like never let off what voice you're making it in. That ridiculous wig she was wearing the whole movie, and it was fun. I will admit there was a couple points where I did feel like it did slow down too much, where they kind of let the characters talk a little too long. But I get that also being the joke of like forcing the audience to endure this, like, oh my God, can we just get to the next scene? And no,
it just drags.
I'm all about the ropes. It's usually 6 or 7, but that dribbly clear shit. I'm just like the foulness followed by this kind almost heartwarming care between some of the characters who are this blossoming love interest. but it's so fucking weird. But I like it. I genuinely had fun watching it, but it has some rough points to it in that. And I'm purely talking. And as short as the movie is, there's a few things I think could have been slimmed down slightly.
Sure.
But I dug it, man. I'm so glad I watched it. And funny enough, so Valid like passed out on the couch behind me, and I'm sitting on the floor, and I'm like, all right, she's asleep. I'm gonna start this thing. She'd like sit up, turn over, look. Oh, and then she fall back asleep. And then this morning, she's just like, I know you're watching that movie, but every time I looked at that screen, I just thought, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah, if you think that's bad, dude, back when this finally came out on I want to say it was on Amazon Prime. It took a while, but they didn't fully release a physical media version of it. I was posting about how great it was and how everyone should watch it on Facebook, and I forgot that like older people are on there. My mom apparently started watching it, and she's like, I don't know what that was.
Oh my god!
And I'm like, yeah, it's not for you. But
why'd you make me watch this, Adam?
And I'm like, I wonder how long she watched. It can't be that long, but she does give movies a chance.
I got something important to tell you, and he farts in his face.
That's funny that you do make that distinction about Adult Swim, because I believe the director has done some Adult Swim shows, or at least directed some. Maybe
perfect sense, because it's that pacing and it's that humor that I feel like it's a lot. I feel like a lot of people will just toss it aside as like, oh, that's all stupid humor. It's actually like, it's extremely smart. If you got to understand where it's coming from, like what it's doing. It's easy to brush away what's in front of you, but like this takes a lot of specific effort to pull off something like that. And I got to applaud the everyone involved making that movie, because that's impressive. That'd be one that like it would have been fun to be like on the crew for that one.
Oh, dude, 100%. Like after me and the previous three original toasters, went to see this at the I think it was the Cinefamily back in the day.
Cinefamily,
and leaving, we had a giant discussion about it, and like they're like, "Oh, that movie's just dog shit," and like anybody could just make anything like that. And I'm like, you don't understand the art and the craft and how meticulous you have to be to make something work to that extent. Like you just don't make that accidentally. That's a finely tuned film.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll go to my grave saying that.
Fully agree with you on everything you just said, because it would be hard to make this movie. Like it is a challenge. I'm kind of curious what the body makeup or the suit was they wore for the Grease.
Oh, like, it was weird, man. Yeah.
And that was, I did love a lot of the food segments and stuff of like, I'm actively trying to think of like, fuck, how would I make that? What would I use to accomplish that?
Right.
And I got excited. It got that like kind of film school nerd in me all excited again of like, this is one of those movies that makes me want to make a movie.
Exactly. It's like if only it was easy to get a budget to make something like that's the dream in my head, man.
I'm with you. This is
fucked up.
We will do it
because
someday,
it wasn't a big budget, but it had to have a budget.
It had money though, but it had money.
Oh yeah,
it had several locations that were all fully dressed out. Even that crappy house, like they shot the shit out of that house, and they did weird stuff to it that needed like, that wouldn't be free. It wouldn't be cheap, especially if it was owned or someone was living there. Like they would have had to repair things, and you find a house that's about to be torn down. That's what I would choose. And then you can do whatever the fuck you want to it before they do it. But
now, one other thing that I completely forgot, and then I just remembered right now, that probably won't surprise you, I don't think. But to me, in the time, it blew my mind. You'll never guess. Well, you probably saw it in the credits and whatnot. Who one of the producers was? Elijah Wood produced this movie.
Oh,
is a production company, Spectre Vision.
Yes, Shout out to my friend Eric, who brought the film, the title back into the forefront for me, talking about this. Mentioned that too, and it's like, okay, it's clear Elijah Wood has a very interesting sense of humor and a very fun taste in filmmaking and storytelling. Given that he was just in Toxic Avenger, I believe his company also produced the Black and White we were talking about before
Oh,
recording.
Ebony and Ivory.
Ebony and Ivory.
Probably, yep.
There you go. That's what I meant.
And I wouldn't be shocked if he did the follow-up to The Greasy Strangler, An Evening with Beverly Loughlin, starring Craig Robinson and Aubrey Plaza. And Jackie Daytona himself. I'm blanking on his name. But no, yeah, it's crazy. Like, he has a respect for these movies, Elijah Wood. And if you want to hear a review of the Toxic Avenger remake, go back 2 episodes, episode 220. I gave the review of it, and I didn't get to go see it this weekend again because I saw a screening at Comic-Con. But I'm fully like I got my ticket to see it again tomorrow because I want the movie to make money. I want it to succeed, so more of these types of movies can come out. Like, I'm excited to see it again. It wasn't a fantastically amazing movie, but it was a great movie, and support these weird.
Exactly.
Weird
that's where I realize my excitement may skew some of your interpretation of what I'm saying.
Sure.
It's the effort that gets put into making something like this. It's the commitment to following through on something like this. Incredibly impressive. And I don't regret watching it for 1 second. It was very much fun. Am I going to watch it again?
I was afraid when you said you watched it, I'm like,
probably not.
It.
Oh no, it was fine. I watched it last night too. I
Nice.
couldn't take my eyes off it. But I'll admit I started to doze a little bit when a couple of the conversations Ronnie was having was just went on for way too long. But I get that was kind of the joke too. And I sat myself up and like, nope, this is what they want me to.
Sometimes that could be funny if you overstay your welcome and just oversay it. But sometimes it can get too dangerous and ride that line of, oh, this is killing itself.
Because there's a couple other points they did that in the movie, and it was really funny because of the context of when they were doing it. But when we're just sitting at a dining table and nothing else is even happening, and you expect me to stay engaged, that got a little rough for me. But again, it's not a movie I'd watch once a year kind of thing. But I'm so happy I did finally see it. And again, I love seeing comedy that sort of challenges your palate. So
yes,
this does it very well.
How many slices would you give this bad boy?
I hopefully I don't offend, but 2.5 slices. I think it's still a solid movie.
You're gonna worry about offending anybody, man. That's the point of the show. Give your take on it, man. For me, it's a 4 slicer, but I totally 100% understand your issues.
It's definitely, I gotta be in the right headspace, or I gotta be ready to watch a movie like this.
I imagine if you're like all choked up and get some like a nice like bomb next to you or something.
It's a 420 movie
alcohol.
for sure. Yeah.
Or if you just fucked up like me, going sober and have a blast.
Let's put it this way. If there's ever a chance you and I could sit in a theater and watch it together, I would fucking do it in a heartbeat.
Dude.
Yeah.
It would be something.
It's one of those. I have to, because given my other movie I'm reviewing later on the episode, I had to kind of throttle put some things into perspective. But I would, having said all that, I would watch it again. I need time for it to come back.
I get it, man. So, it's all good. Yeah. There's some movies that you do and do not need to watch again, and this kind of lives in, I've seen it once land for some people. For me, it's like, I gotta watch it again. It's been so long. When you said you watched it, and then I was like, fuck, that was like 2016. That it felt like yesterday when I just saw it, like, because it just lives in my brain, man.
Yeah.
But I'm happy you gave it a shot.
Oh, for sure.
Speaking of shots, I got a new action film here. I got Darren Aronofsky's latest film, Caught Stealing. All right, so this movie, when I saw the trailer, I was like kind of surprised because it didn't look like an art house style film that we're used to seeing Aronofsky make.
Sure,
It's interesting. This takes place back in the late 90s in New York City, and there's this kind of bartender who once had a promising future ahead of himself. He was a hotshot baseball player in high school, but him and a buddy were drinking and driving, and he busted his leg. And now he's a bartender, just kind of going through the motions of life. And one night, his punk rock neighbor is kind of fleeing his apartment and asks the main character here, I'm just going to call him Austin Butler because that's who plays the main character. And Matt Smith is the punk rocker. Asks him to watch his cat. And so he's like, all right, I will. And then he notices these kind of shady, like Russian mobsters trying to break into the place. And then they beat the shit out of him and like so bad that he had to go to the hospital and get stitches. I think they had to take his kidney out. And he's like, what the fuck was that about?
Jesus.
And then like the cops start asking questions. And then the next day, these like two Hasidic hitmen are trying to get in the house. And so he just gets caught up in this whole situation of all these like gangsters and whatnot kind of coming after him, because he ends up discovering what his neighbor was getting into. There was this kind of like key to a locker that he found in this fake piece of poop in the cat's litter box, but he got drunk one night and he didn't know what happened to the key, and now he has to figure out what the hell happened. And this movie's funny. It plays as a comedy, lighthearted for the first act.
Okay.
But then something happens at the end of that first act, and it's like, oh, this movie got really dark really quick. And then it gets gory, and I'm like, I see the Aronofsky coming out in this, and it takes a lot of avenues, and it's...
Do I even want to ask if the cat's okay?
The cat gets a little hurt. That's what I'll say.
Okay.
But by God, that might be my favorite
enough.
part of this movie. This cat is a fucking star.
Oh,
all right, this cat
okay.
is prominent.
Good.
This cat is badass, fantastic. Every scene he's in, he sails. I forget I was listening to something else. This cat was in another movie that was like, now I got to look it up. Caught stealing cat. But because I saw like he was in, I saw like videos of him in the premiere coming in like a little Hot Wheels car that they drove him in. I'm like,
that's awesome. Okay? You got to find the name of this cat, because
I think I just found it. I think it's Tonic the cat. I think I gotta look this up.
Oh, that's a badass name for a cat.
Yeah, the cat actor. Okay, I'm looking this up now. He's got his own IMDb page. Let's see what he's in. Okay. He starred in the Pet Cemetery reboot that came out back in 2019.
Oh, wow.
And he was also in that Eli Roth Thanksgiving movie. So, I mean, not big, but...
This cat has been acting for a little while, then. It's a well-seasoned cat.
Tonic. And you can see it, man. He plays so well. One of my favorite actors in the movie. Like, this cat was so dang delightful. So when you did see the cat get a little injured, it's like, oh, man. And there's so many things. When you introduce a cat in a movie, an action movie, a movie that gets very dark, you start fearing for the cat. I'm not going to spoil anything here. But the other cast here, we got Zoe Kravitz, you got Liev Schreiber, Vincent D'Onofrio, Griffin Dunn, Regina King, and surprisingly, really good actor here, Bad Bunny. Like, all these actors are killing it. And like we talked on episode 221 about Matt Smith being in a villain in Starfighter, and you're like, yo, he's really good as a villain in House of the Dragon. And he was great as a quasi-villain here, but more of a weird, like, British punk rocker with a heart, but also kind of gritty.
He's got a range, man. I'm a fan of Matt Smith. I've only seen 1 or 2 episodes of his Doctor Who, but he was great in that. So I wouldn't doubt.
And to see him with the mohawk and everything, it's crazy, man.
The rest of that cast is killer.
And Zoe Kravitz is phenomenal in this. And I know we're joking about Austin Butler and the whole Elvis voice, but he was great in this movie.
I wouldn't doubt that. He is extremely talented. Please don't get me wrong, Toasties. I was poking fun, but that's all it was poking fun.
Yeah. And like I said, this takes place in the late 90s in New York, and it has this grungy New York vibe that is just so electric. And the cinematography is pretty cool. And the soundtrack was really good. I really was happy with this movie, because sometimes you see a great trailer and that can lead to a mediocre movie. But in this case, it lived up to my expectations. I am a little saddened that I got a little drowsy here and there because I went after work one night, but I stood awake the whole 1 hour and 47 minutes. But I would watch this again. Caught stealing, I'm going to give 3 slices of toast. It's a fun watch, especially if you're a cat fan. Tonic the cat. Fantastic. Yeah.
Star of the film.
And Bad Bunny, man. Bad Bunny is really good as a chilling bad guy.
Nice. That's good. I'd liked him in Night Train. And,
he was great.
Yeah.
And he's done SNL a couple of times, and he was funny.
Right. Yes. Now there's the guy is a broad range of talent for sure, between his music and his his presence on stage as well as acting. Yeah. And
his character in this is he's like an evil villain, but he kind of has this like sensibility and this kind of like, he's not like
it's
the
motivated
goons
a
that
certain
he has hired
way,
are kind of like terrible, and he's more of like, hey, I'm going to give you a chance. I'm going to ask you nicely, but if I have to apply a little pressure, so be it. And I will
Right.
say, nobody is safe in this movie. Everyone is on the chopping block, and that's the beauty. This movie gets
Awesome.
gory, it gets crazy, and yeah. So I am gonna switch it over to you to a movie I keep seeing pop up on Hulu that they're really pushing, and I love the star of the movie. I can't wait for you to tell us a little bit about Sharp Corner.
That is right. So this, as Adam said, this recently was added to the catalog over for Hulu, starring a couple of fantastic talents, Ben Foster and Kobe Smulders.
Love those
movie.
two.
Yeah, right. This movie tells the story of a couple with a young son that have moved into their dream home. It's they wanted to get out of the city and move a little bit out into the burbs and become commuters for their daily jobs. And the house they've chosen is on a it's kind of like a country road. Some would call it a highway, but it's only because people tend to drive a little faster out there like that.
Fair enough.
But it's on like a kind of a wide hairpin where it's two like blind turns that kind of meet right in front of their house. And the day they move in, this car comes flying off the road, smashes into their tree, ejects one passenger, driver's killed on impact. One of the wheels flies through the dining room window and about takes out Ben Foster and Kobe Smulders in the middle of them having sex on a yoga mat. And it is so shocking, and they're so taken aback. Ben Foster's character works for a tech company, whereas Kobe Smulders' character is a therapist, mainly a family therapist, or group therapy is where specialty lies. And it is a slow burn. It becomes apparent Ben Foster's timid character seems to, beneath the surface, resents the fact that the guy he trained 2 years ago the guy who joined his company 2 years ago that he trained is now just become his boss. He's fine with, but he's fine with it. It's okay. This
of course,
is just how it goes. And but that's his whole attitude the whole entire time. Is he's very soft spoken, and then his wife is finally like, "Why aren't you mad? And then this event occurs, and it becomes clear this passive emotion he's built up, at least the way I interpret it, is now manifesting in, well, I need to do something about all these cars flying off, because over the course of the film, 3 more accidents occur.
Oh my God.
And he becomes increasingly more and more obsessed with what's happening. Like, he starts doing these Google stalking deep dives of the names of the people who get involved in these accidents. He's trying to maintain his relationship with his son, whereas his wife is recognizing, like, you're distancing yourself from everyone. He's hurting.
Is he just super fixated now? That's his life.
It's building up more and more. And it, to be honest, it started to kind of give me Nightcrawler vibes, where here's a guy totally out of place, thrown into this very specific circumstance that he's now obsessing with. But a toned down, not quite as over the top as Nightcrawler was, but it is so intriguing. And I liked, it was just the right amount of feeling uncomfortable with every step closer he would take, to the point to where you're like, is he going, you start to fear for the fact that, is he going to try to help these accidents occur? Because he so desperately wants to be the hero. He wants to save the person in the car.
Interesting.
And it becomes kind of this emotional conflict between him and his wife and his son, his coworkers, his friends, and himself, really. And Ben Foster is a gem. That guy is such a broad
talk
range
about
of
someone
talent.
who can do any genre.
Yeah.
He's intense, he's funny, he's quiet. Oh man.
And here he is doing it again. I would highly recommend checking this out. It's clear. I do appreciate. Not only was this film obviously shot in Canada, they fight it actually takes place in Canada. We don't need to hide that fact.
It should be.
We don't need to pretend we're in the United States somewhere. No, it's all where it is, and there's nothing like over the top crazy about it. Nothing fantastical. It's very and for like an hour 50, it still feels pretty tight. I said, it is a slow burn though. So I'm sure some folks will get start to lose some interest in the character acting, the very like nuanced performance that's being delivered with very little dialogue in some scenes, where it's really about that emotional buildup of the physical performance and stuff that I really loved. But yeah, I really dug this. It's a good one.
Nice.
Again, much like the last movie, in its own right, they're both kind of like slow burns in their own way. I would say, in that you kind of you
Sure.
have these peaks of action before you have these not lulls of dialogue, but it's like an oasis of just sort of calm, sort of lighthearted moments. You can laugh a couple and even in Sharp Corner, there's a couple of laughs in there, just for a literal boom, the next thing happens. And I think that's which is what kept me so intrigued, and I thoroughly enjoyed this film. Available on Hulu right now. I'm gonna give Sharp Corner 3 slices of toast. I think it's if you're a fan of Ben Foster, that alone is enough of a reason. Kobe Smulders, obviously not nearly in it quite as much as him, but she gives an incredible performance. The chemistry between them is fantastic, and it's a rather contained film. Most of it takes place at this house. We do see him at work and at the child's school a little bit, but it's simple but complex, I would say. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Well, you sold me, man, because like I said, I've been seeing the thumbnail and I'm like, I love him. Yeah, interesting him in a chainsaw. What could this be? Yeah, and everything you said sounded pretty top notch. So
I think you dig it. I think you dig it.
I think so.
Yeah.
It sounds like that like fine line of comedy and kind of tense drama, not drama, but like.
Well, I would say it does lean more towards the drama than the comedy, but it's one of those like you do get those.
But I mean, I feel like it probably has a little bit of a dark edge to it, comedy-wise.
Yes. Oh, yes. It's his performance definitely leans that direction of like you expect bigger reactions out of him, but he just seems so he's very quiet, and to the point where there was one scene we had to try to turn up the movie a lot just to hear what he was trying to whisper to his wife, because
you got speakers going on in your house. And
I was like,
that's
wait,
crazy.
is it what the fuck is going on? Only to realize what we're doing here, as you might be able to guess. Get you leaning in towards
that's
the speakers.
A nice performance.
It is
toning yourself down where most people would go higher. That's why you hire a Ben Foster.
Oh my god, yes. And it's yet again Ben Foster's nailing it. The crescendo of the final scene, you have these mixed feelings of whether or not is this the final scene I really wanted to see, much like Greasy Strangler the night before. It's like, wait a minute, is this the place I wanted to land? I mean, I'm here and I'm enjoying it, but wow.
Right.
But for the right reasons. I liked that about both films, of just
fair enough.
The rug getting yanked out from underneath, and oh, damn. Okay. Yeah. So that's Sharp Corner.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to that, man. Cool. I have one more movie here. Let me get into it. Sorry. All right. So I have The Roses.
Nice.
This is, of course, a remake of the classic cult comedy War of the Roses, which now that I'm going back, I don't think I ever saw, because I always thought that was a movie about a war, and I thought it was a depressing sounding movie.
Not a Danny DeVito comedy.
Like, okay, sure. But so this is a new reimagining, and it stars Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Colman as husband and wife. I'm really jumbling more words here. Let me start over again for the audio version. Let's cut and chop that. I got War of the Roses. This is a remake of the classic comedy War of the Roses, a movie I've never really seen. But this is a fresh take. You got Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Colman as a husband and wife, and we watch as they first meet and fall deeply in love, and then we watch as they grow older and kind of start resenting one another, because Benedict's character is this hotshot architect, and Olivia's more of a stay-at-home mom, but she makes all these extravagant like desserts and foods for her family. And one day Benedict decides, hey, I'm going to buy a little restaurant for you. You can do whatever you want. She decides to open up a crab restaurant called We've Got Crabs. And one day all of this changes. The power dynamic changes because he's finally opening up this big, huge museum, and then there's this giant storm that hits their town, and that museum just crumbles and gets destroyed, and then essentially people are kind of routed off the highway or the freeway, and the only place to go is her restaurant, and then this food critic happens to be there, and she gives a rave review, and everyone flocks there, and essentially she becomes this breakout celebrity restaurateur, and he kind of becomes a laughingstock and becomes a stay-at-home dad, and the two of them have different parenting styles, and they start resenting each other. Now, that happens very slowly, the resentment, but all their friends are always like calling it out. They're like, oh, you guys don't really, are you guys okay? You don't seem fine. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, they seem normal to me. Maybe I just don't know normal relationships, but over time it's like, okay, now I'm seeing this now it's bad, but it's a very slow burn. And it's weird because this is done by Jay Roach, fantastic comedy director. You know, Meet the Parents, Austin Powers, so many fantastic films, and powerhouse cast. Besides the main two, you got Kate McKinnon, Andy Samberg, Allison Janney, Zoe Chow, Jamie Dumontreux, so many other great actors.
Jeez,
and this movie is only an hour and 45 minutes, but it felt so long. And it had fantastic cinematography. It looked like it had this weird high frame rate, and it looked stellar and beautiful. And where they live, it has these picturesque views, and it was beautiful. And I love the dark British humor that these two have. Like, it just, these two together are like magnificent. Like, I'm not normally a huge Olivia Colman fan. I'm kind of mixed on Benedict, but in this, they both get to shine, like, and do stuff I've never seen them do before. And together it's great. But then we got their friends, and their friends, they don't really like their friends. And I'm like, well, why are they friends with them? And I feel like the friends are just kind of blah, boring, waste of space, waste of time. Just fillers. And like Kate McKinnon and Andy Samberg are a married couple, and their marriage is on the rocks, but nobody ever calls that out. And Kate's always hitting on Benedict. And at first it's like, oh, this is funny, but then they just overdo the joke every time we see it. And it's like,
fair enough. I wondered because I saw a lot of ads for this on Reddit where they were doing these like, and here you meet, and it was like highlighting Kate McKinnon's character, a bunch of her lines. And it felt like all the lines they were highlighting were like the same tone over and over and over again. Then the same thing, I saw a batch of Andy Samberg. He was kind of
I'll
telling
give Andy
similar...
Samberg, he's doing a little bit more
acting, this was the ad.
But
so obviously I was not getting the full range, but I was curious why it was only for those two, but not for Olivia Colman and Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, I don't know, but like it's just odd. Like, and then there's other friends who like I do know from other things, and I'm like, they just feel pointless. These characters, I don't know, and it just
that's too bad.
It didn't do it for me, and this is interesting because a lot of people have been very interested in this movie and looking forward to it. I'm like,
yeah,
all right. I mean, it could be funny, but unfortunately, it just didn't spark anything in me. And I saw this at 10 o'clock after working a long week, and so maybe that factored in a bit, but it just didn't hit as dark as funny as I wanted. But I will say the third act did get a little darker and action packed, and kind of took me to a place I didn't see coming. And the end of the movie, I was like, oh wow, did not see the end coming, and it took me by surprise.
I'm curious how it compares because I don't remember much of the original, but I remember the end. So I'm curious at how that translates.
It might be
into
similar.
This one.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't think I've ever fully watched the original, sadly. But now I feel like I should watch that to compare and contrast.
That could be fun.
The two. Yeah.
Well, maybe we might have to toast that together sometime.
We could. I bet it's got to be streaming somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked. But I'm going to give the Roses 2 slices of toast. Maybe it's just the environment I saw it in, the level of stress and sleepiness I had, and I'll give it another shot when it hits streaming, maybe, but just not fully for me.
Yeah.
But, yeah. It is what it is.
As it goes.
That's for sure. Well, that's gonna do it for us, folks.
Yeah.
Hopefully you found something new to watch, something interesting, stuff to avoid. I don't know.
Right. I'd encourage you to watch something, and then you watch it and be like, why the fuck did you say this was good, guys? Why did you say you enjoyed this? I don't know, but I know of a place you could tell us whether or
Oh.
not you think we're wrong. That would be pretty much all of social
Yeah.
media across the board.
Oh.
If you want to hit us up or give us a follow on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Blue Skies,
What do you mean now?
or YouTube.
You've been hanging out too
Yeah.
long.
And we are under all of those at movie_toast. So please, if you're watching the stream on YouTube, come check out the podcast or any of the other socials. If you're listening to the podcast, come watch the live stream. We do once every other week. It's a lot of fun. Adam's got a whole bunch of other trailer reactions and a lot of other shorts and things for you to get.
Yeah, and if there's a new movie that hasn't been reviewed here, it's living probably over on our YouTube page of review. I see it all
for sure,
big,
for sure.
small, whatever.
It's all there, folks. All the toasty goodness you can imagine.
But say you don't want to do that. Say you like the podcast, you don't like the podcast, you think things could be tweaked or improved. Let us know wherever you watch or listen to. Leave us a comment. Tell us how you truly feel. Primarily Apple Podcasts be nice because that's easy for us to find, but or YouTube. We want to make the show as buttery, delicious as possible for you, the listeners and viewers. And we can only improve by getting those notes from you.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
You don't want to do that. You don't want to follow us. Say you're a filmmaker or you know a filmmaker. Guess what? We got a little thing called Movie Toast the Festival. Dennis, you want to talk about this fantastic thing?
Oh, that's right. It is the as Adam said, it's the 5th season, the 5th year of the annual Movie Toast the Festival coming up in December. We only have a few weeks left of the year where you can still submit. So please, if you have a short film, 15 minutes or less, check out filmfreeway.com/movie toast the festival, and you will find our submission page. Get it in early, get them in often, as we've had filmmakers submit multiple films in the same year, and there's already quite a few to have to get through, folks, and I'm really excited to share the incredible talent that comes from around the world
everywhere
to share with you on we'll stream it on YouTube. If you're already watching us on YouTube, it'll be right here.
Hit like and subscribe.
It'll be run as a video. It'll only be available for a few short days, so please, when you hear it is posted, come check it out. It'll be a lot of fun. It's a fun time. You get to see some really cool short films, and it's just kind of a fun hangout for other movie buffs like us. So,
and we put a lot of production value into it. Like, we're not in it as much as we could be, but we do these interstitials. We do these little things to break up a little bit of the films, and it's just fun, man. And we don't do it for money. All right, so the entry fee is very nominal, very, very low. We know you put a lot of money and effort and time into making the thing. We don't want to rip you off and take your money.
It's just enough to keep the lights on and just to make this happen is all. So
we pretty much lose money because we end up, Dennis makes an award, we ship it all around the world. We pay an editor to edit it. Like, we lose money, but it's so much fun. We keep doing it because we have a fun time showcasing your stuff. We're always toasting big Hollywood movies, but it's nice to toast everybody, up and comers, people who are established.
There's something to be said for just appreciating the artistry that goes into telling a short form story.
It's tough to do.
It's a challenge for those making it, but it's so satisfying to get it seen by other people. And we want to get your short film seen by as many folks as we possibly can, from other filmmakers, as we said, from around the world. At whatever country you can imagine, we've had submissions from there, and it's been really cool to see what people are putting out. And
every genre is on the table here, every style. Is it like an art installation? Is it a trailer? Is it a music video? Nothing is off limits. We're watching everything, giving everything a fair chance. So
an animated film with entirely original music, we've had those too. And
stop motion, things in other languages, things with no dialogue at all. And guess what? You just got to head over to filmfreeway.com and search for Movie Toast the Festival, or go straight to movietoast.com/Movie Toast the Festival. You'll find us, or just Google Movie Toast the Festival. Super easy. Saying that 18 times, gonna stop saying it. But
that's right, Adam. I'm tired of hearing Movie Toast the Festival.
Season 5.
Season 5.
December.
But be sure give our socials a follow to keep an eye out on the exact date. on the
That's right.
exact date
All
that it
at
gets posted.
movie_toast everywhere you can go. But
That's
you don't
right.
want to do any of that. We ask you to do one simple thing. Super
one thing.
free, super fun, super simple. It can mean whatever you want it to mean, Dennis. And that is to stay
toasty.
Sorry, I jumped the gun there.
It was a little, you got to stay early, but it's okay because we're
Well,
gonna stay
let's try it
toasty.
again.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, let's try it again. We try to say. I'm sorry, I didn't set it up very well. So if you could just
Everyone, please stay toasty. The please is the tip off. That's why you like.
Please, yeah,
that's
a good
that.
place to
Everyone, please. That's when I know you're rolling up. With
so yeah, let's try a third take here. Sorry, folks. Please stay
toasty.
Adam and Dennis, they're the kings of the real. Reviewing new movies, they keep it real. Coast to coast, from LA to the east. On the podcast show, they feast on the beast. Adam's bringing knowledge like he's Professor X. Dennis with cuts deeper than Wolverine's claws. I guess Marvel, DC, they know them all by heart. Breaking down the plot, tearing every scene apart. They got the juice like Tarantino's Pulp Fiction. Breaking down movies with a sharp precision. Adam coming in hot like a John Wick hit. Dennis bringing the heat like the climax of a Tarzan flick.
Wow, I feel like this show we've been improving so much, but getting that stay toasty in sync, we've done good sometimes, but that's where we gotta focus. I think you're right. That please is a good.
Please pause. Stay toasty. That's it's the soft pitch into, and then you
lead them into it, each other into it, not them. Yeah,
that's right.
Whew. Yeah. So I know last episode we talked about some TV and whatnot. Anything new taking you by storm? But I know you've been on vacation, so I doubt it. Not vacation. You've been out of town working.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Haven't watched a goddamn thing. I'm looking forward to catching up on stuff. Let's put it that way.
Fair enough.
Yeah, behind on all the stuff, but I know there's new things coming down the pipe. I have a couple of coworkers. My buddy who also was suggesting Greasy.
Brag about having friends. Why don't you?
When I'm at work,
I
don't have those outside of work. No, we're very excited for Fallout Season 2, and it's
just dropped a new trailer.
That stuff. See, I didn't even know that, so I gotta go check that out. I
still gotta record a reaction to that.
Beautiful.
So if you want to record a reaction, you could, and I could edit it. I don't know. I mean, we both could. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be fun. I'd do that with you if that's we can get that.
I don't know how we could figure it out.
Yeah. It's that looks great. I love that. It's one of my favorite video games of all time. So video game franchises of all time. So they've done it. The first season did it right, I think. And why not?
I feel like they can only get better from here.
Mm-hmm. I want to see Macaulay.
I mean, as if they gotta get better. They can stay the same, but I feel like they're gonna bring it up.
We're going to fucking New Vegas, baby, and that is probably my favorite of the series.
Now, where do you go after New Vegas, do you think? If they were doing a third, which I imagine they would.
Anywhere.
Is there anywhere?
You can go back to there's a couple of games that took place in California. You can go back up to like the border between California and Oregon, where I think that's the first game took place. Go out to DC, you can go out to Boston, you go out to Pittsburgh, you can go to Point
now,
Lookout.
Are there any international events happening in
the whole theme of the series is it's all what's going on in the United States. It's talked about a little bit of what might have occurred, but because of the state of the world, because of what's gone down in Europe and what happens to China and everything, there isn't a lot of international travel at all. If there is, it's going to be by like those blimps you saw the Brotherhood of Steel flying in. So that journey would take an incredible amount of time with no guarantee you're getting fuel to come back. So I get why it's you're kind of limiting yourself to whatever your fusion cores can get you within the continental United States. But that's always been kind of the theme because it's supposed to be this Cold War inspired post-apocalyptic retro futuristic world that the era where we lived in fear of nuclear war has lived it.
Actually
it's finally happened. So, and the power of the atom and all of those things are explored throughout the art and the lore of the series.
You know who
I'm
would really
excited for
strive in that situation? Friend of the show, Mr. Christopher Walken. He might be the original vault dweller.
You know, I think if he isn't already hanging out in a vault there, I could see him in New Vegas here. One of the casinos actually was, well, depending on what era we're going into. So where they are in the show presently versus the flashbacks with our ghoul character,
Walter Goggins.
I cannot think of the actor's name. His character's name now.
Yeah. The cowboy guy.
Yeah. So we seem to be jumping between those two time periods. So there is actually a Vault-Tec vault underneath the strip. By the time of the game, it gets turned into a casino, but it's acknowledged it was straight up a survival vault where the way they've ruled the way law was established, the way they governed the residents was by playing casino games. Another one of the Vault-Tec experiments of all the crazy sociological shit that they wanted to test on people. That was how they tested them.
See, you just got me very excited for season 2 if they're going to have vault casinos. I'm all about that.
Dude,
I guess
the
how
casino,
do you go to Vegas?
The strip itself is. I have chips from these casinos, the fictitious casinos within the game, from when I got the special edition version of New Vegas. I am excited to see the Atomic Wrangler. I want to see the Lucky 38, and Lucky 21, the Lucky 38. Are we doing the Ultra Lux? Are we going to tease the gnarly I don't want to say too much. Are we going to tease the nasty stuff they get into over there? Are we going to have Gomorrah, the straight up fucking pimps and whores casino of, do you want to get fucked, sucked, or roll some dice? Like, it's all the debauchery, everything you could ever ask for of Vegas.
Nice.
To the upteenth nuclear degree. I can't wait to see the Kings. It's a gang where everyone dresses up like Elvis. They've found all these holotapes.
Austin Butler in there.
Real, and it's like this guy must have been like a god. He must have been they call him the king, so he must have been the king of like the United States, right? So they assume all of this past twisted history that is totally incorrect, and everyone practices the accent and wears a leather jacket, and it's all like Jailhouse Rock era. The denim jeans and the striped shirt with the coif. It's so much. It's so visually interesting. Even the Raiders here have their own flavor, different from everyone else. There's groups called the Great Khans. All of the original founding tribes, so to speak, that ended up reclaiming New Vegas and turning it back into. I could just keep going on and on and on.
I was gonna say you're really getting deep. Now, one thing I did realize, I think I read recently, they're doing Fallout Halloween Horror Nights.
Yes,
thing, I think, right?
Saw that. If only I could justify the price.
Yeah,
for one thing.
Lines.
Yeah, that's the only thing holding me back. Is I'm like, I did see a couple clips of what the Five Nights at Freddy's haunt looked like, and it's like, that looks kind of cool.
Just
but I don't
rewatched that
do that
first
to myself
movie the other day.
Yeah, if they did a standalone, like if they made it like an experience,
that'd be cool.
Normally, I would, in a heartbeat, I'd go and do that.
Yeah. Now, callback. Sorry to earlier in the show, about 2 hours ago, I mentioned that Netflix animated series about Elvis, and I looked it up. It's from 2023. Yes. It's called Agent Elvis. Now, this cast, let me get into the cast, man. Like I said, Matthew McConaughey is Elvis, but you got Priscilla Presley herself in it. You got Caitlin Olsen, Niecy Nash, Jason Mantzoukas, Karen Culkin, Johnny Knoxville, Don Cheadle, Christina Hendricks, Chris Elliott, Baz Luhrmann, Simon Pegg, Fred Armisen, Tara Strong, Ed Helms, Tom Kenny, Gary Cole, just to name a few. Like, this is a crazy cast.
Incredible,
crazy show. I kind of want to go and
voice talent. I gotta say, that's damn.
And it has this like hand-drawn animated look to it.
Okay, what's it called again? I'm gonna search.
Agent Elvis.
Oh my god! Okay,
over on Netflix.
This is getting. Oh, I remember the ads for this. Okay. Yep. All right. getting
Now,
added.
I
right
said,
now.
I started it but never finished it. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign. I don't know.
It's
Life
easy
got
to
in the way.
do. It's easy to do. Yeah, it doesn't take much to derail the train. You know.
That's true. Speaking of derailing the train, I guess we're just about a little bit past the 2-hour mark. I guess we should probably wrap this bad boy up.
It's true. Well, as much as we'd love to keep toasting you folks out, we know we've got to. You got to go watch some movies now, right? So please,
we gotta go watch some movies for.
We gotta watch some movies. Yeah, shit.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, though. It's as always, it's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to sharing some more buttery, delicious reviews with you soon.
All right, folks. Once again, please
stay toasty.
We kind of